Welcome to marlamiller.com. I'm Marla Miller, and I'm going to present the 75th quick query critique. Before I do that, I just want to turn off my phone so that I don't bug you, but also let you know that this weekend, the Southern California Writers Conference, yay, is happening in Newport Beach. I will be teaching a workshop on Friday and teaching a workshop on Saturday, and Scott Ziegler is going to be keynoting on Sunday morning. It promises to be a really wonderful conference per their usual. So a big shout out to Michael Stephen Gregory and his Assistant Director Wes, and all the peeps at the Southern California Writers Conference. I look forward to seeing everyone there, and I hope that a lot of you are attending that conference. It's a good one. Okay, let's do the query letter, and this is I'll just read it. How's that? Dear blank, she starts this out with Dear blank, and then gives me a compliment for my videos, which of course you would not put in the query letter that you're pitching. Okay, siblings have been abusive since God first played favorites with Cain and Abel. From the beginning of time, siblings have fought over toys, food, parental love, and property. Historically, there is no first-person books from an actual sibling abuse survivor. Brief glimpses of sibling abuse show up in the literature. Violence from a brother is the focus of the beginning of John Steinbeck's East of Eden. In Brokeback Mountain, written by Annie Proulx, the cowboy Ennis DeMar describes what his older brother did to him. Slug me silly every day. Anonymous testimonies of sibling abuse are often related to one-sentence or one-paragraph statements. Girl in the Water, A True Story of Bullying and Sibling Abuse is an unprecedented book and will fill the void on the bookshelves. Nearly 1 in 5 students in the average classroom is experiencing bullying. Each year, however, 19 million children are abused in their homes by their own siblings. Nearly 2 million children use a weapon as a means of resolving a conflict with a sibling. Siblings commit 10% of the murders that occur in the American family. Research has shown a solid link between bullying and sibling abuse. Bullies come from the American home. Girl in the Water, A True Story of Bullying and Sibling Abuse is timely and important to the present epidemic of bullying. It breaks the seal of the untold, terrifying world of sibling abuse and how it is connected to bullying. The reader is led on a journey back to my childhood, where I am confronted with my 3 sisters, classmates, and parents. This story resembles the scariest fairy tale and reveals the dungeon secrets of my own home. My first bully was my own sister. I was almost murdered by her. Because of sibling abuse, my ascent into adulthood was as arduous as climbing Mount Everest. My story captures the reader's imagination with how I struggled to survive. It will inspire over 80 million adult survivors of sibling abuse to share what is beneath the surface of their own lives. As a survivor of sibling abuse, I awakened from a destructive life to a life of hope and became a national trainer and activist. Girl in the Water is the logical choice for a publisher who wants to tap current reading trends. Worldwide adult survivors of sibling abuse will open it as a groundbreaking healing touchstone. Included in the contents is a reference section with straightforward guidelines for adult survivors of this type of abuse. The appeal of this book is further amplified because it can be utilized for parents who want education on prevention intervention strategies against sibling abuse and bullying. Reader response is likely to be considerable and will surely activate successive printings. For additional sales, it can be printed to fit self-help and support group manual formats. The forecast of Girl in the Water is long-term commercial sales projections, both in America and in foreign markets. With minor updates, it could be kept in print through numerous editions. The positive speculation is that it will sell by word of mouth. As a national trainer, I have an endorsed background in imparting information about bullying and sibling abuse. I received my master's degree from the University of Oregon. I have 2 books that have been adopted by a publishing company. Additionally, I have appeared on radio, newspapers, and television. I can help you promote this book. Thank you for your time, etc. She then includes it looks like a log line of what the chapters will look like. So this really, while this is a query letter, it also includes a mini book proposal, which, okay, so let's just start there. What do I think of this? Well, First of all, Girl in the Water doesn't tell me anything. If this is a nonfiction book, remember that in nonfiction, a title can either encourage your agent or editor to turn the page or put it down. So I would really think about that. Girl in the Water. The second part of it, story of bullying and sibling abuse. Okay. But I don't get any of that from Girl in the Water. And remember that in nonfiction, what you like is a nice hookable title that it telegraphs something about the contents in some very creative way. That's really what you want in nonfiction. I don't see this Girl in the Water as that. Okay, so enough about the title. Although in nonfiction, I cannot stress the importance of a good title. I learned something in this query letter, and I thought that I knew quite a bit about family dynamics. I did not realize that there were this many bullies, this many bullied children within families. 19 million are abused in their homes by their own siblings. I did not know that. I haven't read that. And I think that my first inclination is to wonder if that's true, just because I haven't read that. There was a book on Stephen Colbert last night about siblings, and that was all about how siblings teach you how to. It's a dress rehearsal for the real world. I get that, but I'm not getting that there's this much rampant sibling abuse. And if there is, then this would be a really good book. So I would, first of all, hope that this author, who has expertise in the field, has the right stats. And that said, I would spend more time telling me what this was going to read like and less time suggesting to the publisher all the ways that this publisher can get this book out. And that would be the third paragraph. And of course, I always post these online. I think that is a lot of that is just will read like filler to agents. It almost has a flavor of, this book is ready for Oprah. And I would do less of that and more of your own platform building, which it sounds like as a national trainer, you have plenty that would you'd be able to put here. I don't really see how this book is going to read from what you've given me. It sounds like a memoir. Is it? Is it a self-help book? Because you don't tell me that either. Since this author learned about sibling bullying firsthand from her siblings, I would lead with that. I would hook us with a scene. I really would. I'd hook us with a scene, a short scene that illustrates what the rest of this book is going to be about, and that scene would come from her own experience. Obviously, she has devoted it sounds like her entire adult life trying to help those who are being bullied in their families, perhaps as her way of giving back to a community that needs this kind of advocate, perhaps because no one advocated for her. I don't know. It's her story, but I don't know if it's a memoir. She suggested it could be easily turned into a self-help book or easily turned into a support group manual. I wouldn't tell them that in that third paragraph. I would spend more of my time telling me what this story is going to tell me about sibling abuse that I don't know. And frankly, I don't know much about it because I'm quite surprised at the sheer number of people who are abused by their siblings. I'm sorry that I'm not being more specific, but I'm not grabbing too much from this to zero in on, except the topic, intrigues me. And if she's learned this she's developed a whole career based on her own personal experience as a child. I think I'd want to know more about that in this kind of book. Educate me maybe that way. And then, perhaps this kind of book would be a memoir. And then you, as the author, would create blogs or create chat rooms or create uh, um, social network sites for bullies, for siblings who have been abused by other siblings. You see, so you can put that in there, but or better yet, create it first and then come to an agent with that information that lets the agent know that you're building this platform already to sell this book. I could go on, I won't. I hope this is helpful. Until next time, be well. Keep writing.